Hi everyone, this is the Ask Annie podcast, Horse Girl reviews on products you use.
Hi everyone, this is Annie with the Ask Annie podcast.
And this is Katie from the Beyond the Saddle podcast.
And we've joined up to bring you a special bonus episode. This time, it's all about giving thanks.
Yes, absolutely. This year has been crazy. A lot of people have felt the effects of this world on them heavier than normal. We all know that 2020 has been rough. So what better year and what better time to really reflect and give thanks to the people in our lives that have helped us along the way.
Absolutely. We wanted to give our listeners an opportunity to thank the people that have helped and supported them in their equestrian journeys. So we asked for submissions of audio clips, of emails, of messages, and our listeners came through. And it is so heartwarming to see such a thankful and close-knit community.
It is. Every time we get a message or an audio clip come in, I would just get goosebumps. There is so much good in the world. So we want to invite you to just really get in this space with us today, listen to this episode, listen to the beautiful words of thanks, and just reflect on who you're thankful for and the thanks that you can give. Well, Annie, I want to know who you're thankful for. Let's start off with that.
Gosh, well, I'm thankful for so many different people in my equestrian journey, but I really have to shout out Rebecca and Trisha. These two ladies were in my life when I was a preteen and teenager and really gave me direction in my equestrian journey. I bought my true heart horse, Maddie, from Rebecca. So she's a part of my life forever. And Trisha really helped me lay the groundwork with Maddie and helped us progress to where we are now. And so I wouldn't be the horse person or person that I am today without those two.
Thank goodness for those people in our lives. I feel like everyone has those people that have done exactly that for you. So yay.
Absolutely. Who are you thankful for, Katie?
Well, I definitely want to say thanks to Rick and Pat of Spotted Fever Ranch. First, for giving me the chance when I was just a teenager to ride their horses. And I got the experience that literally only saddle time can give you. And second, for continuing to trust me to start their colts. I mean, they breed some of the nicest, most level-headed horses that I've ever been around, and not to mention gorgeous. And I just thank my lucky stars that I have the chance to work with them and really give them their start in life. But not only have they let me work with some amazing, amazing horses over the years, but they're always the first to sing my praises as an equestrian. They always give me encouragement and the confidence that I need to be successful as a horsewoman. And I just couldn't be more thankful to have them in my life. And they inspire me every single day to continue to live my dreams.
I love that. And they do have some impressive looking horses. If anyone has seen that paint that Katie's posted a few days ago, that's one of them. And she is stunning.
Beautiful and sweet. Gosh, they really got the knack for breeding nice ones. And they trust me with them, which is crazy to me. So I'm so thankful for them. We've gotten some amazing clips from our listeners and people who've actually been on our podcast. So let's start with Barbara Schulte, and she is from episode 22 of Beyond the Saddle. And she has such great perspective, as always, on what it means to be grateful and gracious. So here is Barbara.
Hi, this is Barbara Schulte, and Thanksgiving and this time of the year is my favorite time of the year because I love expressing gratitude and feeling gratitude. And I'd like to give a big shout out of gratitude to all of the people who are with me throughout the year in our BarbaraSchulte.com members. I love you guys. I love being with you. I love sharing ideas with you and hearing from you. I am grateful for my team of people who make things possible. My husband being number one, Tom, Christina in the office, Francine helps with social media, and also a webmaster, Marcus. I also want to thank Sandy Collier and Julie Goodnight and Shannon Piggott and Patty Colbert and Pam Johnson and all of the lovely, lovely people who help produce and co-teach in live events. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm so grateful for life and for the horses. Bye-bye.
Yes, we're so thankful for all the horses, and we're thankful for Barbara.
Next up, we have Emmy, the volunteer manager of Hearts and Horses, who was featured on episode 2 of Beyond the Saddle.
Hi, this is Emmy Soika, the volunteer manager at Hearts and Horses. There are so many things that I'm thankful for this year, but mostly I'm thankful for our volunteers. 2020 has been filled with challenges and changes, but our amazing volunteers have continued to show incredible dedication to our riders, and especially to our herd of horses and mules. Their attention to detail, care, and understanding continues to amaze me. I am so thankful for their time and talent at Hearts and Horses, and I hope our horses have provided volunteers with a break from this crazy world and a chance to rest and enjoy just being in the moment.
Everyone is so genuine and sweet. I just love it. Another one we got is from Captain Lisa Rakes, and she is from episode 23 of Beyond the Saddle. So here's what she had to say and who she's thankful for.
Hi, Captain Rakes here from the Kentucky Horse Park Mounted Police. I want to give a big hats off to all you horse owners out there who strive to better yourselves and your horses. Keep riding and having fun. There's too many good people and good horses who have helped make me who I am today, so a heartfelt thank you for all that have touched my life. Be safe out there, and I hope to see you on your equestrian journey.
Oh, thanks for the submission, Captain Rakes, and thank you for serving your community.
And next up, we have Mariah, who is Katie's and I's coworker. She's the video production manager at the Equine Network, and here is her thanks.
I want to send a huge shout out to all of my Equine Network coworkers and our clients. For a lifelong horse girl, it has always been my dream to work inside of the industry, and it makes it that much better that I've gotten to work with and for the best of the best.
Oh my gosh, Mariah, we love you so much. That was so sweet, and we are so blessed to work with the Equine Network and to have you on our team too.
We have such an amazing team. I'm so thankful for every single person.
For sure. We are doubly lucky, doubly blessed. So we've also been putting it out on our social media to send us in your clips and send us in your thank yous. So we got a couple messages back on Instagram, one of which from this Instagram handle of Kiera.trickriding. And this is what she has to say. Sadie has helped me learn so much about being a good rider, trainer, and great trick rider. She has taught me to train and do everything with a godly attitude and trust him in everything that I do. She has taught me to not be afraid to try new things when I'm training. This summer, she helped me train a wild Mustang, and she taught me to not be afraid of anything, but instead to trust in my Lord and be confident in myself. What a sweet thank you message. Thank you so much for sending that in. Aww.
Yeah, and what growth. Oh my goodness.
It's amazing. You guys should go check out her journey. Like, her Mustang is really, really cool.
So next up, we have Jane. And Jane talks about her journey with her donkey.
So cute.
I inherited my love of horses from my mom, and I was fortunate to pass it on to both my daughters. But when I think about who I'm grateful for my love and knowledge of horses, I think of Michael. I was 6 when I first met Michael, and little did I know how my love for him would grow and my life would change because of him in the next 15 years. He was probably about 20 when we met. We lived in Connecticut at the time, and Michael came from Massachusetts. He rode home with the whole way in our VW microbus. Michael was a donkey. He had been used as a racehorse companion and was being retired when we got him. He was our first rideable pet and led us to living on a farm with lots of livestock and horses. Shortly after we got Michael, we got 2 horses. My parents or older siblings would ride the horses, and I would ride Michael. Michael would have to work twice as hard to keep up with the pace of the horses, so I learned early on how to sit a rough trot and how to hold on, if only I'd known about posting at that time. And if I did fall off, it wasn't a far fall. There were a few times when we would be going down a hill, and if I wasn't paying attention, Michael would put his head down and I would slide over his head. Then he would just stand there and wait for me to get back on. I've always trusted Michael would get me home if I were to ever find myself lost. Michael was my 4-H project horse for my first 2 years in 4-H. I would take him to the local small-town horse shows. I heard a lot of jokes about how I washed my pony and hung him up by his ears to dry. I didn't think these jokes were funny at all. I used Michael to pull a cart and showed him in driving classes, as well as showmanship and equitation classes. I can't say I won anything much with him, but I learned a lot about love and respect for an animal, no matter what others thought. I grew too big to ride him, and he was getting older, so he didn't get ridden much after I stopped, but he remained a constant on the family farm. He was so smart. He would find the holes in the fence and show the horses how to get loose. He was the only one who figured out how to let the horses, cows, and sheep into the barn while we were sleeping. We would have to spend the whole next day cleaning up the mess in the barn. He was also the one who figured out how to open the granary, forcing my dad to put a lock on it so the horses wouldn't get sick. Michael died in the pasture when I was in college. I hadn't realized how much he meant to me until the day my mom called to tell me he was gone. I had never thought about life without him. I'm so grateful I had those years with him. I know I begged my mom for a pony because I was embarrassed to show a donkey, but I now know that Michael taught me just as much about love, friendship, and respect as he did about equitation, sitting a trot, and how to care for an animal.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
Oh, Michael. Oh my goodness. Just all of the companions and animals and support comes from everywhere.
It does. It does. And like huge shout out and huge thank you to all of the Michaels out there that were like the gateway horse or the gateway pet
Seriously.
that like made you love it even more.
Safe, but tested you a little bit.
Exactly. Oh, I love that so much. Thank you so much for sending that in, Jane. That's just adorable. We got another wonderful email that wanted to send their thanks. And this one is from Jess. And she says, I would like to give a shout out to my husband, Andrew. When we met, he was terrified of my horses. He stayed a safe 30 feet away from them at all times. As we continued dating, he found himself at horse shows every weekend, carrying the grooming bag, extra bridles, and fly spray. When I showed multiple horses in classes back to back, he stood outside the ring holding my next horse. We are now married. It's been 5 years. And he drives to every show, helps me practice patterns, and is the first to offer constructive criticism when I come out of a class. I'm so, so grateful for the incredible partner he is. He has truly embraced my passion and is the most supportive husband.
That is so sweet. Shout out to the
You say it.
Shout out to the supportive horse show husbands. You all are one in a million.
Absolutely. All of us crazy horse girls could not do it without you. So we know Jess speaks for a lot of you in thanking her husband.
Absolutely. So next up, we have Carly, and she talks about how her family was her major support system in her equestrian life.
In my equestrian journey, I'm thankful for my sister. I would not have gotten into riding if it weren't for her, and thus wouldn't have got to spend about 16 years with Robbie, the best horse a girl could ask for. My sister was always there to help give me pointers, tell me to keep my heels down, eyes up, and to help me be the best rider I could be. But most of all, we had fun doing it, especially on trail rides when we would try and hit the snow off the tree so it would perfectly shower the other person. I also want to give a shout out to my parents. My mom, along with my sister, had a big influence on my love for horses. She was there for anything we needed, from helping us brush the horses, making sure our show uniforms were spot on, to using her lunch breaks to drive us to the barn so we could spend our summer afternoons with the horses. And last but not least, my dad, who was always our biggest supporters and was even a good sport when we made him ride and do barrel racing for the Father's Day game day. So thank you to my family.
Oh, well, so Carly is my little sister, and it just means the world to me that she's involved with horses, and it's just such a special thing that we get to do together.
So sweet.
So I'd like to give my next shout out, and it has to go to my family. My family has been so supportive of my equestrian journey since I could walk. My mom grew up with horses and my dad didn't, but he was at every single early morning horse show. He trailered me to everywhere I needed to go. And my little sister kind of joined in when she was old enough. And so it really became a family affair, and just, I'm so thankful for their support. So I also need to give a shout out to my husband, because as Jess said, he has truly embraced my passion. He comes from the Western side and I come from the English side, and he is at every horse show shining my boots and helps me load the trailer and just is completely involved with everything I do. So I am so thankful for all of my family for their support.
They are the best. I'm going to jump on the family train too, because we can't do a give thanks episode without giving thanks to our fam. So I want to say thanks to my steadfast family for not only tolerating, but also supporting my crazy horse habit. My parents told me to follow in my grandfather's footsteps, and he said, if you do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. And if it wasn't for that, I would never have started my own business and put myself through college training horses and teaching lessons, thanks to my family. And of course, to my husband, who may or may not be joking when he tells people that he is winning, because we're now down to only 5 horses, and when he met me, I had 12. But it's due to Scott's patience and his horse health knowledge, and it really means the world to me and enables me to continue being the best horse mom that I can be. So shout out to them. So much love, so much gratitude.
We're so lucky and thankful to have these families.
Yes, for sure. Another person who is thankful for their awesome husband, this one came in from Instagram from diamond.3.c, and she writes, I am thankful for my husband. He is a true horseman, talented, patient, and one hell of a colt starter. So shout out to him. I love that so much. And proof just in this episode of how much we love our supportive families. So thank you to all those husbands out there and wives, for those guys who are into horses as well. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, those dynamic duos.
That's right.
And last but not least, we have Kaylee's bit of thanks. And I love this one because Kaylee is thanking somebody that helped her in her equestrian journey that is no longer here. So this is a really special note.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Weber. 3 years ago, my trainer unexpectedly passed away. It wasn't until she was gone that I realized how much she impacted my life and how thankful I am for her. I'm thankful that she gave me a warm arena to ride in during the winter, allowed that arena to become my safe place when I needed to clear my mind after a rough day, helped keep my horses sound, grew my confidence as a rider, became a family member to me, and allowed me to ride a once-in-a-lifetime horse who took me places I couldn't have even dreamed of. Thank you, Marilee, for changing my life.
That is just the sweetest note. And when Annie and I listened to this for the first time, we definitely got emotional, and it definitely brought us back to and reminding us how thankful we should be for the people we have in our lives every minute that we have them in our lives and the great things that they bring to us while they're here.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better, Katie. That's everything that we have. And thank you to everyone that participated and sent us your audio clips and your emails and your messages. It's so awesome to see such an incredible and thankful community.
Also, we are so thankful, more than you know, for everyone that tunes into our podcasts, that for every download, for every time you like a piece of our content, just know that Annie and I are the people behind those brands, and it really does mean so very much to us. So thank you for being part of our audience and community.
Yes, we couldn't do any of this without you.
Seriously. Thank you for tuning into this episode too, and really just reflecting with us and being thankful. So we invite you now, we challenge you to think about who those people were in your life that deserve your thanks, and write them a note, or, send them a card or give them a call. Next week is Thanksgiving, so it is just the perfect time to do that. And in 2020, we all could use a little bit of that light and love from each other.
Yes, go give thanks.
Thanks for tuning in. Learn more about the Ask Annie podcast by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Ask Annie Podcast. We want to know more about you, our listeners. Check out the show notes to take a quick listener survey.
Have a suggestion for a product you'd like me to use in an upcoming episode? Email me at askanniepodcast@gmail.com or leave a comment on any of our social media pages. Find even more Ask Annie episodes anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and many more. The Ask Annie podcast is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of Active Interest Media and the Equine Network.